Welcome everyone to another interesting topic related to drinking water contamination. I am your host Dr. Yasir from Olympian Water Testing, an exclusive New York City and New Jersey based water testing company in the United States. Today I am going to update you on a very important environmental contaminants, heavy metals in drinking water. Because of their persistence in the environment and being able to bioaccumulate, they are of particular importance as they enter into the drinking water systems through various natural and anthropogenic routes. Numerous health risks have been associated with their exposure to humans if untreated water is consumed for longer periods. Therefore, it is essential to keep general public aware of their toxicity and precautions that should be taken to avoid their exposure through drinking water. This video will particularly update its audiences about occurrence and status of heavy metals in drinking water. What are the major metals that should be monitored regularly in drinking water? Their main sources through which these metals may enter into water systems and contaminate it. Regulatory status of various known heavy metals and metalloids will also be described in this video, along with various health impacts that are associated with acute and chronic metal exposures. Following this, I will describe you some known detection methods for heavy metals in the drinking water and through what approaches these metals can be removed from water to make it consumable for humans. Lastly, I will give you some recommendations to keep yourself safe from drinking water associated heavy metals exposure. I will now describe about the background information related to heavy metals in drinking water. Heavy metals are a group of metals and metalloids that have relatively high density and toxicity even at very low concentrations such as parts per billion levels. Examples of some known heavy metals that can contaminate drinking water include lead, arsenic, mercury, cadmium, zinc, silver, copper, iron, chromium, and nickel, etc. Heavy metals have the property of environmental persistence because they cannot be degraded or decomposed and so can bioaccumulate in living systems including humans and possess the potential to cause numerous health issues. Heavy metals enter the aquatic systems through various routes. These heavy metals not only impair the quality of the aquatic ecosystem but also human health. Their contamination in drinking water is a global issue and they can contaminate drinking water through various routes including both natural and anthropogenic sources. The natural sources of metals contamination may be geogenic processes such as weathering through which these metals can leach into the aquatic bodies, whereas the anthropogenic sources may be direct such as industrial mining, waste recycling and agriculture, etc. Or the indirect ones, for example landfill leachates and wastewater treatment plants. Contamination from both natural and anthropogenic sources is responsible for their adverse impacts in environment as well as humans. Talking now about the regulatory status of heavy metals in drinking water. The National Primary Drinking Water Regulations (NPDWR) by EPA are legally enforceable primary standards and treatment techniques that apply to public water systems. Primary standards and treatment techniques protect public health by limiting the levels of contaminants in drinking water. For this, EPA has established MCLs for various heavy metals in drinking water, For additional details, you can visit the provided link of EPA website. Among various heavy metals, EPA has set enforceable standards for 8 metals including lead, copper, arsenic, uranium, cadmium, antimony, selenium and barium, whereas metals such as zinc are given non-enforceable secondary drinking water standards. Both enforceable and non-enforceable MCLs are given in the slide for your information. Scientific evidence suggests that the exposure to certain levels of metals may lead to various health problems in humans. These health issues mainly include: number 1, the reproductive effects such as increased abortions, birth defects, and reduced fertility. Number 2 is the developmental effects or delays in children. This include low birth weight, accelerated puberty, bone variations, or behavioral changes. Third main issue associated with metals can be an increased risk of some cancers including prostate, kidney, and testicular and bladder cancers. Heavy metals also result in reduced ability of body's immune system to fight infections. And lastly, the endocrine effects. Heavy metals exposure can interfere with the body's natural hormones and also can be responsible for increased cholesterol levels, which can increase the risk of obesity. It should be noted that a very few notable health effects associated with heavy metal exposure are described here. These metals have the potential to interfere with human biological system and may result in numerous other health problems as well. Here I want to bring your attention to a very important point. It should be noted that the drinking water should always be tested from qualified and experienced experts for most reliable results. The quantification of heavy metals in drinking water can be done through various methods. These methods can either be on-site based, which use drinking water kits, and the laboratory based methods, which use sensitive instruments like atomic absorption spectrophotometer and inductively coupled plasma for measuring heavy metals in drinking water. Once detected in drinking water, the major challenge is to remove them and bring their levels below MCL to make the drinking water consumable for humans. To remove heavy metals from drinking water, there are various known methods commonly being used. Among these, reverse osmosis is widely used method for removing a variety of contaminants in drinking water, including heavy metals. Furthermore, the application of nanoparticles, granular activated carbon, and ion exchange resins for removal of metals from drinking water has also been proven efficient methods for heavy metal removal. In order to keep your drinking water safe from metals contamination, it is highly recommended that you should conduct a routine monitoring of drinking water in your house and workplaces from certified professionals. In case any metal levels are detected in drinking water, it is highly recommended to remove the contamination using recommended removal strategy. Further, you must ensure to trace and mitigate various sources that can potentially contaminate the drinking water system of your house and workplace, and make sure to replace or clean the water pipes and plumbing every 5 years. This is all about my today's video on heavy metals in drinking water. I hope you would have enjoyed the provided information in the video, and in case you have any query, please feel free to reach us at the following telephone numbers and we will be pleased to respond your queries. Thank you and goodbye.